What's interesting about the Super Bowl is that it's this one moment in time, right? It's a critical, huge, momentous moment in time, but it is just kind of one, either 30 or 60-second spot. And we thought the Pepsi Refresh Project had kind of a different DNA that allowed us to tell a broader story over a longer story arc, and the narrative kind of was more than just a one-day narrative. So that's really why we thought it was important to use the Super Bowl, frankly, by not being on it, because we knew we would get publicity for not being on the Super Bowl after 23 years, but also strategically, it didn't really feel that it fit with the DNA of the program.
Well, it's done a lot of things for the Pepsi brand. We know from a numbers perspective that it's increased purchase intent with millennials. But more importantly, we've seen through our brand equity scores overall that it's deepened a connection with our consumers, and that's because Pepsi is empowering them to do what's important to them. And that's part of Pepsi's DNA to, in a fun way, kind of empower that challenger spirit inside of people to kind of implement the change they'd like to see in the world.
We impacted literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of lives with the Pepsi Refresh Project. So from people who won Pepsi Refresh grants, to people who voted, to friends and families, to the projects that actually have already begun that are impacting thousands of people. So if you look at just general kind of impact and the amount of people that we touched, it was pretty enormous.
I think what I learned, it's working on the Pepsi Refresh Project, I think, was like an MBA. And a communications degree, and a lesson in patience. But really the collaboration, the project was just so integrated from start to finish. So it started with a really powerful idea. And then it was really a cross-functional effort from PR to advertising to digital to social. It just really, I think what I learned from a communications perspective is that the lines have really blurred, and people need to think differently, I think, and learn to work together. And that's probably what I'd say. How about you, Peter?
I think it's similar learning. I think if you have a powerful idea, use it across all of your assets, right? Because a lot of times PR ideas or other marketing ideas have maybe a 3-month or a 6-month shelf life. And I think we decided early on, let's make this the centerpiece of Pepsi's marketing for 2010, and kind of using what Melisa said, every asset from a sports property to an entertainment property to employee communications to working with bottlers and customers. Use every asset that you have and bring a big idea across all areas of your business.